In our news bulletin for this evening, the 4th Niue Arts and Cultural Festival is in full swing with a range of activities since the official opening on Friday. Auckland Zoo give a special gift to the people of Niue during the official opening of the Elephant Observation Facility. The start of the men's kirikiki season over the weekend kept all 5 fields from Mutalo to Vaiea busy, and some surprise upsets for a few teams. After much anticipation, the 4th Niue Arts and Cultural Festival got off to a start on Friday evening as people gathered to the festival venue at the Commercial Centre. This year's theme poses a question for Niueans to consider who they are. And it says, who am I? Rethink, renew, reclaim. The opening was slightly shorter and somewhat low-key in comparison to previous festivals, but it was not a deterrent as festivities proceeded, starting with hymns from the Niue Council of Women, dressed in the colours of the old schools. Premier Toke Talangi was delighted to open the festival and challenged Niueans living abroad to return and reclaim what is rightfully theirs, as well as contributing back to the island.
If you want to lay claim to your land here, you better come back, because that's what you are as well. It's not just this fleeting idea that you come for the festival and that's it. It isn't that. The fact is you've got to come back and contribute to this place. Whether it's short-term, long-term, doesn't really matter. But contribute to it with all of us who are here. I wanted to remind you and all of us who are here that this is ours. That's why the theme of this festival is, who am I? Who are you? What do you want? Well, claim it. Come back. Claim it. Live here. Contribute towards here. Because if you don't, we'll let it go. And you'll regret it. I'll be dead by then. I hope that during the week, with all the festivities that are happening, that you think seriously about your country, our country, us here, now, today. Because come tomorrow, it might be too late for some of you. So I urge you to think very deeply about what you're going to do and why you want to come back, if you want to come back.
Representatives from the visiting groups, the theatre group, My Name is Pinitame, and the Tupumayanga Niue Trust group also had formal speeches.
Use the element of theatre for us to expose to the world who we are as Niueans, for our language, for the world to see and hear. Yes, we've come to the festival, but our goal is to take over the world and let them know who we are and who you are. So our contribution, Premier, is the world of theatre and art and music and performing arts. That is who we are, and that is the element that God has given us to use to show the world our language, to take it to the world. We will come home, we will contribute, and we will go as soldiers, and we'll come back and contribute some more, and hopefully not go back to Otahu.
We try and make it back here. It was really hard work to come back here this year, but we tried really hard to get back here because we love coming home. We intend to have a good time and participate in all the events. Thank you for the welcome. Greetings to you all. Hope to see you around. Thank you.
With the formal speeches out of the way, it was time for entertainment, and that was led by an energetic Takalo performance from the Tawakina Boys group. The youngsters from Polimaya Dance School also had a short performance that included singing, chants and a welcoming dance for all who had arrived, especially for the festival. The evening entertainment rounded off with a bubbly performance by the all-female Whatever string band. The exhibit Lane Galleries at Makini Hall, the Niue Yacht Club and Aliutu Hall were also open to the public, and that was also followed by a concert at the Pacific Bay Bar featuring Willie Angelo. On Saturday, entries into the second Sales Fale sculpture competition were judged and displayed at the Hikulangi Sculpture Park in Liku. This creative artistic initiative was developed by Ahi and Mark Cross in memory of a colleague and friend, Sally Jessup, who was an integral part in the art scene on the island. Premier Toke Talangi was also present and encouraged more people to use their artistic and creative skills to create art pieces that can gain recognition not only for themselves but also for the island that they're from. Judges from the peer galleries in New Zealand had a difficult task to identify which sculptures would win the prizes available. The open category for adults prizes, first equal went to Nina Erika Nemaya and Jinam Hoputoa. The students category was given to Zarian Guia, who took first place. And the overall winner went to Nina Nemaya, who made a beautifully crafted fish made out of aluminium cans. A special prize was also given for the youngest artist who contributed a piece, 4-year-old Alaina Talangi. Organisers hope to gradually add to the sculpture fale as the years go by and look forward to more contributions at the next festival. It was an eventful night at Scenic Matawai on Saturday as people gathered for the charity auction Masquerade Ball. The fun element to this festival's ball was that people were challenged to create masks from traditional materials. Many who turned up on the night made the effort to design and parade their masks, and potential bidders were also able to bid on a silent auction that had a number of items, as well as the live auction that was conducted by Mark Blumsky and Ola Jacobson. Auction items range from car rentals to fishing tours, art pieces, photo shoot packages, beauty products, novelty items, traditional crafts, piglets, and more. The auction raised more than $6,000, and that will go towards the cost to run the Niue Arts and Culture Festival. On Sunday, the township of Alofi was beaming with sounds and echoes of traditional a cappella Niuean church hymns. The straightforward program was opened by a prayer by Reverend Nukanuka Tawivihi, who was also the MC for the evening. Despite the fact that not all of the village congregations were present, this particular event recognized that spiritual enlightenment also serves a place in our culture. The short service also served as a blessing of sorts for the festival and an opportunity to hear some traditional-style church hymns. Right from the first presentation, it was also good to see that there were also many children who participated. They will be the generation to continue this long-held tradition. The night ended with a prayer and words of appreciation for those congregations who made the effort to participate in this particular festival event. It was an early start on Monday morning for those competing in the canoe races at the Sir Roberts Wharf in Alofi. The event, organised by the Niue Waka Association and funded by the Festival Committee, saw a few people gather at the wharf to support those who had entered into the competition. There were only 3 events for the day: the open men's, the open women's and young women's combined, and the young men's race. In the open men's race, BJ Ricks took out first place, second went to William Pasisi, third Balcom Daw. The open women's and youth girls race was combined with only 4 competitors, and in the end it was Bella Fuhiniu, who is the current champion, that took the win, followed by Micah Fuhiniu, and in third place Michelle Marsh. Young Haven Susikefu won the youth category. The final race had 4 competitors, and this event went to Credence Feilo from the Tupumayanga Trust Group, second Toala Heka, third Floyd Siafi. We spoke to one of the overseas competitors to see what they thought about the race.
I've been here the last year, 2013, and it was really, really good. So yeah, I just like to come back and enjoy it more.
So this time around you went out on the canoe. What was that like?
I was nervous because, having to get out with the rocks, having to follow the pathways and stuff. And yeah, well, I do Vaco in Australia. So yeah, it felt good though.
You also took out the competition. What was it like competing against some of the local boys out there?
It was hard because, they know the waters. I don't, and I just felt good. Going past, I had to beat the one that was coming first. I don't know his name, but yeah, finally got past him on the turn.
So what's been one of your highlights throughout this whole, it's only been a few days of the festival?
Well, the festival opener for the 4th annual festival. We went to the galleries to watch, see awesome artwork. That was pretty cool. Met Miss Niue, Pili Tomeku, and yeah, so that's a highlight.
Is there anything else that you want to say to try and encourage other young people, not only from Niue but also those Niueans living abroad, to come and participate in these type of things?
In Australia and New Zealand, a lot of kids aren't really they don't really know the Niuean culture. So it's good to come back and just, embrace it even more. You can learn more stuff about the Niuean people, how they live, going in the bush, getting some taro. So yeah, that sort of stuff. So it's good just to learn. Yeah.
It was really exciting. It was nice to see the boys come out here. It's always good to be back home. We love coming back home. And the boys are really excited. They were up really early today. They're doing their stretches and everything. For us, mainly it's about them not competing, participation. We don't come out here to win or anything, but when you win, it's just an added bonus, and we're always happy to come home. So it's really exciting for us to see, one of our children, our youth, come somewhere in the races. So really happy.
So you haven't been here all that long, it's just a few days. Have they been out in the water practicing, or was it just get on the canoe and see how it goes?
Yeah, it was get on the canoe and see how it goes, because we're busy doing a lot of other things, like, practicing our songs and going around the island. They've been swimming a lot, and just a lot of, they've been to the bush a few times, and they're going to go to do their amaonga soon. So, we've got a program, and it's set for 14 days, and we're just basically following our program, and it's just full on. So, really exciting. Yeah, like I said, always great to come back home. We love it. Yeah.
Prizes were distributed at the wharf straight after the races, with encouragement to keen paddlers to keep training and perfecting their technique in the sport. We will have more coverage of the festival summary in our news bulletin on Thursday. A short ceremony was held in Kaho Awasale as government officially opened the elephant quarantine facility, despite the fact that the elephant arrived a month ago and has settled into what will be its home for 3 months while on quarantine. The public viewing platform has finally been officially opened. A month to this day, and locals have become quite fond of the baby elephant, Angeli, with a gathering at the site that was blessed by Reverend Petesa Siontuato. As the formal proceedings progressed, New Zealand High Commissioner, His Excellency Ross Arden, said that this particular project or venture presents a wonderful opportunity for both Niue and New Zealand to demonstrate the close ties between the two countries. He says there is potential for strengthening of economic opportunities and more enthusiasm for tourism, education and further growth development in Niue. A representative from the Auckland Zoo, Jane Healy, was also present for the opening, highlighting the long history behind this project to get Angeli to Niue for quarantine purposes. It has been 5 years since one of the elephants at the zoo died, leaving Burma as the only remaining female elephant at the facility. And we spoke with Jane Healy to find out more about the project to get Angeli from Sri Lanka to Niue.
There's a huge amount of work gone into getting Angeli here. I mean, as we mentioned before, our lovely, wonderful Cashin died over 5 years ago now, leaving Burma on her own. So it's taken a long time. It's quite a complex undertaking to find the right elephant. So that's been quite a journey in itself. And then probably the last 6 months we've had our Auckland Zoo's elephant team leader Andrew Coas over in Sri Lanka, basically getting to know Angeli, beginning the process of introducing her to the Auckland Zoo program, and then of course bringing her all the way out here to Niue via Auckland very briefly. That was a 30-hour journey a month ago today. This whole event is very special and unique, and obviously very special for Niue. So we've already had a lot of visitors coming to the public platform to see Angeli, to chat with Andrew. Even locals have been bringing food, some coconut and banana. And tourists as well. So it's very special to just open it formally, and I guess it's another reminder for the wonderful people of Niue to come and see Angeli before she goes. It's not for another couple of months, so she'll be due to go at the end of June. So a wonderful, wonderful facility for people to come and get to know Angeli and see an elephant and find out what Auckland Zoo is doing to help elephants.
Premier Talangi and Auckland Zoo representative Jane Healy were able to cut the kapihi ribbon and officially open the facility. The Auckland Zoo has also presented the government with a special gift to mark the special relationship now forged, with tickets donated for every single Niue resident to visit the Auckland Zoo. Fields from Mutalo all the way to Vaea were buzzing with action on Saturday with the start of the men's Kilikiki season for this year. Some teams have only just managed to field the bare minimum players, having to include some children. But the two pools for this year have Awasele, Hakupu, Liku, Hikutoi, Tuapa and Vaea in Pool A. And in Pool B there are 5 teams, Mutalo, Makefu, Lakepa, Alofi and Tampotonga. Hikutoi and Liku matched off at the field in Mutalo. The combined team of Hikutoi bat first and Liku chased the score, taking their first win for the season. Lakepa field was the point of action for the teams of Mutalo and Makefu. By the end of the game, it was Mutalo who came away as the victor. Vaea and Tuapa were in Liku, with Tuapa batting first. Vaea did well to catch up, winning their first game and a surprise upset for Tuapa. Hakupu field saw fierce competition between Tampotonga and Alofi. Alofi won that game, and Awasele battled it out with the team from Hakupu on the field in Vaea. Awasele team were first up to bat with 251 runs. Hakupu put up a good fight, but in the end could not match or catch that score, giving Awasele their first win for the season. Final scores have yet to be finalised, and the next lot of games will be held this coming weekend. That concludes our news bulletin for this evening. Do join us again for our next news bulletin on Thursday, and don't forget to participate in some of the festival events that have been arranged throughout this week, and that will conclude on Thursday.